Holy crap, it's really, really hot. Hey folks, Matt Sharp here with another Pacific Angler Friday Fishing Report. We are filming for almost July 1st. If it's nowhere near July 1st, click up here. This is a link to all the Friday Fishing Reports, and we hopefully have something more up to date for you. Now, to the guy, which was me 2 weeks ago, that said beautiful weather incoming, I am sorry. I don't think anyone thought that it would get this hot, and it has totally rearranged things, minus the fact that we all melted for the last 4 days. Now, I will warn you, the AC died in the shop just this morning, and it is now like 90 degrees in here, and I am dying. So I'm gonna keep this short and sweet, but I do have some good ones for you. We're gonna go over saltwater fishing. I've got some updates there on coho, as well as Chinook, as well as an outlook to the 15th, where there might be an announcement. We'll talk about that in the middle of the report. I've also got a cool fly from Andre. It is a river pattern if you guys are getting ready for the Skagit, the Thompson, or farther east interior river fishing. And we do have to look at the river levels again. 2 weeks ago, I did an in-depth look at where the water levels are going because a lot of our fisheries on the river side of things really get going in July, but they're very, very water dependent. Now, check that one out because there's a lot of details in it, but I'm gonna go over what this whole heat wave has done because it's totally thrown a wrench into the game. I also am going to talk a little bit about lake fishing. Sterling's got an update there, and it is time to get deep. It is not going to be good this weekend because of all the heat, but there are some options. We're going to go over how to tackle it. Capilano has fished a little bit better. There were some fish in it this week as well. On the saltwater front, we're hearing more coho, so that's good news. I'm going to talk about that as well as we've got an update in the written version of the report. Last but not least, island fishermen. So funnily enough, reached out to these guys because they had a hilarious meme of Bernadette Jordan. I'm going to put that up again here because I think it's awesome. But they have sent me a bunch of copies. We are now going to be distributing the Island Fisherman in the store. This is an awesome publication, one that I've read for years. And even though it's island focused, there's a bunch of great stuff in here. It's free, so when you come down to the shop, tell the boys you want a copy. We have a bunch stacked up. Thanks again, Island Fisherman, for dropping those off to us. All right, as always, you want to see more reports like this, consider hitting the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's get into her. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in with me. Again, sorry for saying that good weather was coming. There were a few funny comments as well as a few emails. The weather was interesting this week. Wow, it was hot. But there is good news. There is good news coming. We're gonna start there. So when we pull up the weather, you're going to see more seasonal norms. Now, when we do look at the 14-day trend, we are above average. It is still going to be hot, but I would call this more reasonable temperatures in sort of 23, 22. So back to normal Vancouver, nice weather. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it is going to be nice, but it is still going to be hot. What did that do to our fisheries? Well, on the lake side of things, things have slowed down. We're still hearing okay reports, but you're gonna wanna start thinking of long lining mayflies, floating line, long leader, long lining caddis, as well as just breaking out that deep sinking line and trolling around with your favorite Doc Spratley or Gonfus style pattern. Sterling has more details in the written version. If you guys are going up, it's still worth a kick, but it is not going to be as good as it was a few weeks ago. Capilano, we've heard some more fish out there. Now don't go rushing out, but there's fish moving in, as well as we've started hearing some in the saltwater side of things, which is good news as well. The river has been kept low, so less fish are coming in, but the river has still yo-yoed around a little bit, and we'd like it to stay low if you want to be a beach fisherman, and we would like it to open up if you want to be a river fisherman, but long story short, there's more fish coming, so that is worth a shout. Now, let's talk about what we're all thinking about, which is going to be our rivers, our major river fisheries, and that's Vedder, Thompson, Skagit, that some open on the 1st and will come into shape throughout July. But what has this heat wave done? And like I said, it's kind of thrown a wrench into our plans. So last week I predicted that it could be kind of fishable. It wasn't going to be good, but it would be kind of fishable. What do I mean by that? Well, the rivers are too high. You just can't walk the bank successfully. It's just hard to fish. It's when the rivers are at this level. And this heat wave is just extended before the drop. And so when this is Skagit, we look at last year right on opening day, it was at a 5,998. Right now we are sitting at a 6,003. Last year it was too high, I would say, to fish well. You had to hike your butt off, do a bunch of bushwhacking. You couldn't walk the river's edges. So if I were you and you've got a choice, I would maybe chill out, not head up that direction right now. But if you get out opening day, go for a scout. Note that it will be crowded because the high water will concentrate people to access points. So pick your poison as you will. Better, similar story. So when we pull that guy up, here she is. You can see that it is just extended, and last year we were sitting at a 2.4 on the graph come opening day, and right now we are sitting on a 2.49, almost 2.5. Things get good 2.3, 2.2, 2.2 and below. So we've got a long way to go before we get to really nice fishable levels. I had some friends out on the weekend. They said the water's in the trees. They were just chilling out by the river. They said they had a hard time finding a place to chill out because of the high water. So again, if you're getting out, go for a scout, watch the float. I don't think it's going to go down. Early fish are rare, as well as when these conditions are tough, it makes it doubly hard. If you guys get one, send me a picture. I'd love to see an early fish, but your hopes shouldn't be high. Okay, what else do I got for you guys? Well, we talked about the island fishermen. Let's talk a little bit about saltwater. So coho, like I said, have started to show up. That is good news. That's local waters. We've got a bunch of stuff at the shop. If you want to learn how to target them, it's now time to start looking. Chinook, where you can catch and release, is still really good. That's across the strait. It is Canada Day tomorrow for us. The boys are going to head out there. Hopefully we have some good reports. We're expecting good things for them. And on the politics front, now I'm not going to go too far into this, but there has been some developments on the commercial side where the Honorable Bernadette Jordan has hacked and slashed a number of commercial fisheries and has a number of plans to limit access to the commercial guys. We are concerned that that will trickle down, and we will see that coming after sports anglers in an even more severe way. Couldn't be more important if you love saltwater fishing, you love Chinook fishing in the ocean, to start supporting groups like the Public Fisheries Alliance and the Sports Fishing Institute. Again, links down in the description. Get in there, send a donation, send them $5, send them $50, send them 10,000 bucks. They're doing a good work to try to make sure that our access is not limited with the excuse of protecting the fish, when nothing we do to these fish is going to change the problem that is happening with stocks of concern. That's my rant there. I'm gonna keep you guys up to date as best I can. We're expecting some sort of an announcement on the 15th, and we're hoping that it's not bad news. All right, Andre's Fly, something a little more positive. It is, what have I got for us here? It is the River Runner, and it's a cool little caddis pupa. I'll pull it up here for us. Here she is. And this is a cool one, something different, I'll say. I usually focus on mayflies and stoneflies when I'm out, and I sometimes overlook the caddis pupa. It's something that's definitely worth fishing on our local rivers. There's good populations of caddis in almost all of our trout streams. So something worth throwing in your box if you're holding off on maybe going up to the interior rivers because of the water levels. Sit down at the bench, tie some of these, definitely worth putting in that fly box. All right, last but not least, have the pinks arrived? We have a big joke at the store that we start getting calls every June 1 about have the pinks arrived. We even get calls on years that the pinks aren't coming. So it is a standing joke, and something that my guys would love it if you guys stopped calling, because it's a little depressing to try to explain when the pinks actually come. Now, when do they come? Well, I looked back at 6 pink seasons, so that's going back 12 years in our Friday Fishing Report, and there's a trend that we start seeing them around the 15th to the 25th of July. And those are only the fish that are headed more towards the Squamish and up the Seymour/Indian direction. The Fraser fish come even a little bit later than that. So you guys can stop wondering when they're coming, start asking around the 10th of July, maybe more like the 20th of July if you're thinking about doing a trip, and definitely if you're gonna go a better way at sort of early August. But I just wanted to update you guys on that. But because the beach fishing might be a thing for the coho soon, let's take a quick look at the tides. And what we're usually looking on most beaches is a low tide early in the morning, so you can walk out to the deepest water where the fish are cruising. And we've got that this weekend. Rolling into Friday, when you guys are watching this, is a 7:50 low tide. Not a big low tide, but big enough. And then rolling into Saturday, it's a bigger one at 8:30. And then Sunday, we've got 9:20. And then rolling into the next week, we get some bigger tides, sort of mid-morning. So it's definitely worth getting out beach fishing if you are looking for something to do over the next 4 to 5 days. All right, that's everything I've got for you. I'm gonna go back to melting and hopefully the weather gets better. I'm gonna throw Andre's pattern up here so you can check that one out. I'll throw something else fun down here if you just wanna keep watching. And as always, you wanna see more reports like this, considering the subscribe button, hit the like button. I'll catch you in 2 weeks.